everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you're watching one of my videos, I'm just going to introduce myself real quick. I'm Renee.
I'm Shayna.
And today we're going to tell you guys things that we feel like are really important to look for when you're going to apply to a nursing school. So before we get into that video, I need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into that video. The first thing I would tell you guys is to check if your school is either approved or accredited, because those are two completely different things. So I'm going to link the website below because I'm just going to tell y'all something that's probably not even true. I think it's the Board of Nursing. I'm going to make sure I put it down there though. And you can type in your school, or you can type in your county, or you can type in your state, and it should tell you, and it's going to tell you if your school is approved or accredited. You can even call, because I called about my school and I found out if they were approved or accredited, or if they are just approved. They can even tell you on the phone if they're going through the process of, becoming accredited. So that is one thing that definitely check out, because it matters. If you want to go on to do your RN, it matters with like those credits transferring. It matters if you're approved or accredited. Another thing going off of that is, while you're on that same website, it's gonna tell you basically the pass rate of all the students that took the NCLEX, and you want that to be pretty high, because if you're going to a school where like 60% of the people who graduated, like 60% pass the NCLEX, that's like, hold up, like you gotta think twice before going to that school. Even if it's like dirt cheap, you need to think twice about that school. So you want like a high percentage pass rate, and you can also find that out on that same website.
I think another thing that you can also look into is financial aspects of it. A lot of people getting into school, it could be extremely overwhelming with finding the money. Even if you're working or not, it's still a lot. So I think that when looking into a school, find out if they have, like, whether it's like a state school or maybe even a private school, if they have financial aid of some sort. I think that within the community also, they may have programs that can also assist people in general for whatever financial strain that they may have. Another thing that I found out was that, like, your local churches, whether you go to them or not, it doesn't matter. If they see that you're in a program that is looking to help the community or to better the community, there's churches who have programs within their church that will help students in the community better themselves. So I think that looking wherever in any possible amount will definitely help, whether it's your church, the school itself, on the national level. There's always something there that you can find that can definitely help you. It's just one click away. Literally, if you go on Google, you can find something in your area that can give you that financial help, because I mean you're gonna be great, regardless, let's just say that. But just getting the help to just stay in there and keep on moving will definitely help you in the long run, and not make you like worry too much about, oh, am I gonna have the last page? Because trust me, like, there's some students who they could be doing so well, and just because you can't pay that one tuition that month, they tell you, listen, like, you do so well, but we can't have you here if you're not paying your amount. So that's another thing. You don't want that to happen. You don't want that to stress you out, because that's going to make you just, not have the motivation anymore. So look for wherever you can, even if you got to just, start, dancing.
Going off of what she's saying, we actually did a video. It's down below. I'm going to link it down below also, like where to find free money for school. So I'm going to link that down below. But
dancing is fine too. You get a lot of money, and a couple times I was thinking about
how do you know they make a lot of money?
I'm pretty sure I know.
Oh, you have some experience?
I haven't done it yet.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about it. That's what I just said,
Another thing, everyone, that I would say definitely look into before you start is look at the resources your school gives you, like the educational study resources. I don't know the proper term for it, because what I've noticed is a lot of schools, they kind of just graduate you and just let you like kick you out of the nest like fly bird, like it doesn't, like they don't help you along the way. So I would say definitely ask what type of resources they offer. Some schools, they have exit exams. Like our school has the exit HESI. Some schools, they use ATI. So ATI has their own exit process that they do. So our school gave us Elsevier adaptive quizzing, and we had that throughout the whole program. And then we also had a 3-day HESI review. We also had a 2-day NCLEX review. This was all at the end of our program. So our school gave us the tools that we needed to succeed, basically. So make sure before you like sign up for any program, make sure you ask them like, so what type of resources do you offer? Do you offer like ATI study guides? Do you offer like some type of online learning tool? Or even ask them about like extra help. If how do y'all do extra help? Is there an instructor available for me if I need extra help? Do they have group study sessions? Do they have one-on-one? That's really important, because for me, and I know Shayna also, we both used Elsevier adaptive quizzing, and that helped a lot. So I would definitely say before you sign up for any program, make sure they give you the tools that you need to succeed, because a lot of programs out here, they're only basically giving you your textbooks. They're basically just lecturing you, and they're kind of just saying, okay, go ahead and, study. And you're kind of just like, what do I study? So you need that program to kind of like help you and guide you. That's just what I feel like, because it was a lot easier for me when they did that for me. And I can't imagine like going through the program without having that kind of like tool that they gave us. So that's definitely something that I would say look into when you're signing up for a nursing school.
I think just piggybacking real quick, you could kind of tell one going to the first way to check for a good nursing school. When you look for, their passing rate, that should kind of give you a kind of, so maybe what does the school have that's people, that makes people, passing or not passing. So you can kind of tell why or what's going on. If they don't really have the amount of resources to help you, then they're not going to really have a great really passing rate, So I think definitely what she said, that is extremely something to look into and ask about.
And going back, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, because I know you about to say something else. Yeah. But going back to when the first thing I told y'all to look if the school is approved or accredited, if you're choosing to go to an approved school, there's nothing wrong with that, right? There's absolutely nothing wrong with an approved school, but be really, really careful, because from what I understand, and I may be wrong, but this is just, from what I got, is that an approved school, they have a certain amount of time to get accredited. And if they don't get accredited in that time slot, then that school, like, it's bye-bye school. So at least in our community, there's a lot of these little schools that, they're approved, and then like when that time comes, they shut down, and the students who are in that program, like during that time slot, like they lose their money. And like we have seen that happen. We have seen people like straight up come to our school and they're like, yeah, my school shut down, like we don't know what to do now. So, and you don't get your money back like that. So you need to make sure, like, if you choose to go to an approved school, which I'm saying there's nothing wrong with an approved school, if you choose to go that route, try to make sure it's not a school that literally like shut down and just reopen in a whole new name or something like that. Like, make sure that the school is actually trying to go through the accreditation process. Just, I don't know, just try your best to kind of
see that. I think if it's a new school too, you're, because we went to like a whole new establishment. It was a new school in our town, and it was pretty much like one of the only really workable schools to go to. But if it's a new school, you have to kind of expect that there's going to be some like craziness, because we really found out that they still was trying to like organize stuff, the curriculum, and it would be really confusing to us students, and they would even have like a student body to come, to kind of talk to them about what things they can change. So if a school has that too, that is really helpful for the school in general and for the students, so it could help the school be better and help the students be better. So if you really
it's just hard to be honest. It's hard to tell whether an approved school is gonna basically follow through and get accredited or not. It's basically straight up, it's a gamble. Like, we went to an approved school and it was a gamble because we didn't know if it was gonna shut down halfway through. So we just had to basically like have faith, trust God that like all our money that we're putting into the school, like they weren't gonna be some rinky dink school that was gonna shut down later. Thank God our school is legit. People graduate.
And it's still open.
Yeah, still open, like still thriving. People are graduating. They're out there in the workforce. Working as LPNs now. So, but there are schools, like I said, out there that they choose not to go through the accreditation process, and they take your money and they just shut down. And like nursing school is not cheap. Like, so what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, make sure, like, I honestly don't know like how to tell you if a school is gonna go through the accreditation process. All I can say is try to call the board of nursing and maybe ask if they have an application in, or we basically, like I said, took a gamble because we didn't know. We just kind of said
we were just really hoping that we could get something out of it, and hopefully like we can continue, but it is really a gamble. And if anything, it's not the worst case. The worst case is the worst case, but I think that as long as you still have that drive to continue, that might happen. It might really suck, but you go into the next one and you just, push through. So it's not really always the end, I think another thing to look at is also since we're coming out, or we're still in actually in most cases, the COVID era, it's good to look at whether the school and find out whether they do, online classes, a hybrid class, or an in-session class. Some people, and I've had friends, and even my coworker, she wanted to apply to a school, but finding out that most of it is going to be online, it was just like kind of frightening for her, because she has to be with someone one-on-one, physical, to ask them questions, to like hear them, and to see people. So, and some people's just not really tech savvy, or all the way computer ready, honestly. And whether they're an older person or just a person who hasn't just been in school for a little bit, it can be really overwhelming. And then doing nursing program on top of that, it's so overwhelming. So I think finding out if they're some people, they really get the in-session thing, or they really get the online thing. Like, I get both. Like, I'm good with being online or being in school, because it's just like I'm used to the computer, but I'm also like, I don't mind. It will help more for me to be in my class. So just really double check with that. That could kind of really honestly make or break it too, because that's your learning style. That's how you're going to really get your information. So really check in to find out if they are any of those, and see whether you can try to like move through that, whether if it's hybrid, maybe that might be a little better. If you have like a friend who kind of is more tech savvy, you can kind of like, get somewhere. But just find out, because that might just like, oh my gosh, that would just like make or break. You might not want to even go back, or might think every school is online and not want to, but don't let the fear of technology rule you. You got this, and that's how it is now.
Expanding off that, even if the classroom, the online classroom part is, if the classroom part is online, you need to think about clinicals too, because I couldn't even imagine doing clinicals online. Like, I don't even know how that works. Like,
I don't know how that works either.
we had Shadow Health, Tina. I think everybody know Tina.
Yeah.
But
I like Tina.
Well, I don't like Tina. She was nice. I don't like I couldn't imagine like only doing Tina and then graduating. I feel like actually going into a facility, passing out the medications, giving the injections, and doing that physical assessment on actual like people, talking to the patients. I feel like that's a whole different ball game from doing something online. So I would definitely say,
but this
make
is
sure-
for her. Like, she would be fine. But some people, they wouldn't mind, like, doing Tina the whole time.
I mean,
you
yeah,
know?
but I feel like it makes you, because it makes you feel more comfortable, like, because you're going out into the work world, to like the workforce, to do the same things on an actual person. So you kind of want, you know, that little taste of how it's gonna be, you know. And that's what clinicals is, you know. You go on like an 8-hour thing, and you know, like you go and you have your patients, you pass out your meds, you know. So that's why I say, like, so you're gonna get a taste of basically like the real world, you know. So that's why I say, going off of what she said. And another thing, my last thing I would say to look for is the time, because I took day classes. My program was from 8 to 2 or 8 to 2:30. 8 to 2:30 was my program.
No, 8 to 2.
So 8 to 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
8 to 2.
8 to 2 was my
'Cause I was-
program. So whenever make sure that your program, the time stays that way, because for my program, my in-class time was 8 to 2, but then when we did clinicals, the time switched on us. So when we did clinicals, then it was from, I believe it was like 6:30 to 1:30. So for people who, you know, have work, or people who have kids, daycare, things like that, you need to make sure that your time lines up. But for you, it was different. I don't think it really mattered for you.
It didn't really matter, because I could have, like, you know, went both ways. I'm not really a morning person, so that would have been kind of hard. But I would still, because, you know, it's your clinicals, is your class, so you have to, like, go.
Okay, well, they don't know that you did night. So she did night. That's why I say it doesn't matter for her.
Yeah, I did night. I was in the morning. That's how I knew the time.
Yeah.
But then I switched to night, because I'm like more of a night owl. So mine's was like it would be from like 2 to like 11 or something like that. Oh, but my regular class time would be like 5 to 10.
Wait, your clinicals was from 2 to 11?
No.
So
Actually,
what is
no.
from 2?
It's
I'm
like,
what are you saying? 2 to 11?
no, because at the end when we had to do the practicum. It was
that
from
practicum
2.
is different.
That's what I was, but that was like the most scariest time. So no, it was actually like 4 to 10 or something like that. 4, 5. It was around those time. Okay, so it was a lot, but you know, if, as she said, if you have work in the morning, you just have to decipher, and it could definitely switch up, because a lot of facilities, they have their own little you know, time structure, and then the school might have, and then other people might have issues. So everything was apt to change. So I would say that know the time, get it beforehand, so you can schedule it. Even though I had night, I mean, I still had stuff to do earlier in the day, which I had to make sure I had to plan around, you know, my school. And she had whatever she had to plan for the morning, and then, like, you know, so just make sure everything is just, because clinicals, you have to go to clinicals. I mean, you should. You should, but it's just important. So just remember to do that. And I would say one last thing, for me, I would say really have some self-reflection. Just take the time out to be like, is this what I'm really ready for? Like, ask yourself like just different questions, like get some info on yourself, because maybe this is not really what, you know, you're looking for a nursing school, but then you feel you get overwhelmed even looking for a nursing school. So what does that tell you? So I think that having some self-reflection, having a good family structure, whether it's, you know, just a friend who can help support you in emotionally, because it can be an emotional roller coaster, and setting the time out for yourself, because when you do get stressed out, because you're going to get stressed out, you need to figure out outlets to kind of calm yourself down, and kind of get yourself back into the motion of things, you know. So just ask yourself, what's making you want to do this? Why do you want to do this? Are you going to stay in this? What's going to really push you to do this? And if those questions are kind of varying, dig deeper, because this is not like, you know, a quick little, oh, I think I want to do this. No, this is like a career that you're getting into, and is a career that can be so challenging. So a lot of people experience burnout. People have heard of burnout. Do you think you'll have enough resources that you'll be able to handle stressful situations so you won't get burned out? So you need to just really find out from yourself and see whether this is going to be okay for you, if you can withstand this, because a lot of people just do things on the whim and then they just like end up saying, I don't think this is going to work out, which is not bad because everybody changes their perspective throughout life. But I think that asking yourself important questions before getting into something like nursing school is extremely important.
Well, that's basically it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions for either of us, you can always drop them in the comment section and one of us will respond. So thank you guys for watching.